Okay, so if you like rock music, one of the things you're always going to run into is power chords. Lucky for you, they're not as hard to play as bar chords. And if you're able to do bar chords, well, these are going to be super simple because they're pretty much based on them. Alright, so how do you play them? Let's go back to our bar chord lesson. Well, this is how I play them. You don't have to play them this way. I do this for simplicity's sake. All we're going to be playing, if we're playing a bar chord on the E string, are the top three strings. That's it. These other ones, we're going to want to mute them. Or we're going to not want to play them. I prefer to mute them and not play them. I actually do kind of a combo of both. Alright, so let's take our index finger. I'm going to start on F. The power chords are called fifths, so this is an F5, F5, whatever you want to call it. So take your first finger, your index finger, and place it on first fret on the E string. Take our third finger, we're going to place it on the third fret on the A string, and we are going to take our fourth finger, place it on the third fret on the D string. Now you may recognize, hey, this kind of looks like a minor chord. Well, the fifths essentially are minor chords, so that's why it's similar. But all you're going to play is these three now. And these bottom ones, mute them, or when you're strumming, don't play them. Now as a beginner, you're probably going to hit them while you're playing. You'll get used to the feel of just playing the top strings. Usually what I do is usually what I recommend beginners to do is aim for the E string. You're likely going to overshoot it anyways, hit the other guys when you're coming back up, so just target playing the E string by itself. If you're past that point and you can hit all three of them, good, do it that way. So, all together. F fifth. So we can take that pattern and move it all around the neck. So just like we did with the bar chords, if I'm staying on the E string here, I think you get the idea. That same pattern though, we're just going to start on that F fifth. If we drop it down, we can do that exact same pattern with our fingers on the A string. And again, goes up the whole way. So now, we can put all this together. If I use, say, a major scale. Basic power chord progressions. The only one that you're going to play a little different, and it's still actually the same idea, is the E fifth and the A fifth. You actually play the A fifth in two spots, but what I'm talking about here is the open position. So we know an E minor is just our fingers down here, or whichever way you do it, I do it this way at least. Our second finger on the second fret on the A, and our first finger on the second fret on the D, when we get the minor chord. Well, let's play those notes individually. It's the minor chord. But if we just play the top three, that makes it E fifth. And this is your heavy metal chord. And if you listen to Metallica, you're going to hear this all over the place. Alternatively, we can drop that down to the next set of strings, use the A string as our root, and we got the A fifth. I say you can play that in two spots because this is the open position, and you can play it at the fifth fret, that's also an A. Same thing. Alright, that's all I got for power chords. If you look at any guitar tabs, I'm sure you'll find these all over the place.